Okay, in this video, I want to encourage you just to press record. I started using a teleprompter maybe 6 months ago, maybe a year ago now. And it's a game changer. It has completely changed my life. I do spend a lot of time writing the script. So that takes me a few hours each week. So if you're somebody that wants to or needs to share their story, either their business story or their transformation from one business to another, then video is an absolutely amazing way to connect with people because they see you. The first video that you do is going to be shit. If you look back at my first 2 or 3 videos, do you mumble when you speak? Do you find it difficult to get your point across? Do other colleagues talk over you, for instance? Does your voice get lost in a crowded bar, nightclub, discotheque, or even hairdressers? I don't have the same problem. You'll notice that I'm doing this a lot. I'm umming and ahhing, lots of filler words, loads of things that I'm doing. And it's taking me a while to really get into that impromptu, natural way of speaking on camera, because I wasn't used to speaking on camera. I was used to performing. I was used to learning a script or learning lyrics and performing. I see them all falling in love without having a very definite prescriptive idea of what I was going to sing. Knew exactly pretty much what was going on stage. So the whole video thing was a whole, gambit, different experience for me. So rather than keep waffling on, I wanted to share with you 5 thoughts that I have about, and they're here just right in front of me. Number 1 is that you don't need to be perfect. So people connect with authenticity, not perfection. And you are more powerful than a polished act. So you as a person are much more powerful. People are going to relate to you and your demeanor, your personality, and what you stand for than a polished act that is perhaps not the real deal, not the real McCoy, if you like. So by showing all the imperfections, or at least some of them, then you're sharing an authenticity, you're sharing your natural self. So that's verbal and non-verbal. And I think it's really important that you can do that, because actually the reality is that most of my clients say to me, Jimmy, the reason that I wanted to work with you was because I watched one of your videos or more, and I could relate to you. I felt that you knew what you were talking about, you fool, and that you could help me. I related to the way that you expressed yourself and the tone of your voice and the authenticity in the tone of your voice. So that's great and that's wonderful. So actually the content is not immaterial, but it's sort of a given that your expertise is accepted and a given, and the content is just there to express that expertise. Number 2 is the first video is never going to be the best video. You're always on a journey striving to be better. So my striving at the moment is actually coming back away from the teleprompter and giving you my authentic self. That's something that I'm going to do. The main challenge for me is time. So unless I learn the script, or unless I absolutely know exactly what I'm going to say in the order of everything, and I've rehearsed, I've practiced, it's going to take me a long time to do that. So the teleprompter is a really good way to do that. That's fantastic for video. If you're presenting or you're pitching, that's very difficult to come across as truthful, trustworthy, and authentic, because you're looking at a script and people are not connecting. There's no connection. There's a lack of very, very minimal connection there going on. So your first video is not going to be the best video you do, but the 5th video or the 10th video or the 50th video might be the best video, and that might be the standard that you're happy with. You have to start somewhere. You have to press record. Yes, number 3 is it's not about you, it's about them. So your audience isn't judging you, they're looking for the value that you bring. So if you can bring value to the stage, and you can engage and you can offer transformational content to your audience, then that's all that matters. If you can give them tips, some expertise, some insight, some awareness, some observation, then you're on a winner. And you will grow your audience and they will love you for it. And some of them will buy your services, etc. So if you're a business or business person or entrepreneur that wants to get onto video and use video as a way to share your content and your expertise and your knowledge, then I would suggest that you focus not on you and not how you come across. And, for instance, I was thinking, should I take this jumper off? It's kind of, we're in the UK, it's winter, it's Christmas, and it's cold. And I've got, I could take it off, got the heating on, I'm not complaining, but I thought, you know what, I'm just going to keep it on. It's me, it's how I feel comfortable. I'm comfortable right now. So don't worry about you, worry about the audience, worry about the value that you're giving to your audience. Number 4 is that the fear fades once you begin. If you're still watching, I'm going to share this with you right now. So my fear is actually beginning. I'm a bit of a procrastinator. I think I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I think I'm a perfectionist. I used to have a stutter, so I've been working on that for years, and I help people now with their stutter. So I'm very aware, I'm very conscious of the fact that I'm probably neurodivergent. I'm far too old to get tested. Maybe I should. I have to have everything in place. The lighting has to be perfect. The camera has to be perfect. My seat has to be perfect. Everything has to be right. I have to have the right message. Now, I'm in flow now, and you will eventually get into a flow state where you are just speaking what is in your head. That's where you want to get to, is where I just was then. I'm talking to you as if I'm just talking to my family or friend. That's the flow state that you want to get into. And the way to do that is to do it. The way to do that is to practice, desensitize yourself. But most of it is off the cuff. Most of it is not with a teleprompter. Look, I'll close my eyes just to show you, and I'm not using a teleprompter. Don't use the teleprompter. I'm not using it. There's nothing there. There is nothing there. I don't have to read anything. There's one there. No, it's not. I promise you there's nothing. I do have some notes. I have 5 bullet points here. Number 5 is what's the worst that can happen? I mean, what is the worst that can happen? You can stumble. You can say, it's fine. Your audience will still appreciate you and your effort and the honesty that you're giving to them. Really, what is the worst that can happen? I've had some terrible gigs. We've all had some terrible gigs, but we get up, we learn, and next time we think, well, I won't do that again. I won't start with that. I did a workshop today. I really enjoyed it. It was in a secondary school down here in Cornwall, and if you want to know, I'll tell you, they're putting on a debate, and they've written speeches. So I wanted to show them how to deliver their speech with more engagement. I wanted to show them how to use their pitch, their pace, and their projection. So we did a workshop. What I wasn't expecting was, when I started, you're not in control of the environment that you're in, pretty much, especially if you're in a meeting or you're on stage. I mean, I'm sort of in control here, but even now, I'm not in control of my thoughts. I'm not in control unless I've got a teleprompter, but then I'm still not in control because it's doing this and I've got to follow it. So it's very unnatural. With this, without the teleprompter, I've got more space. I can breathe. I can take some time. And yes, admittedly, I'm waffling on, and there's going to be maybe people in the comments that are saying, yeah, I kind of preferred it when you were a little bit more sharp, when you use the teleprompter, because I haven't got time. And you know what? I don't care. If you haven't got time to listen to me or watch another video of mine or somebody else's. I don't want to get too precious about it. I think that's the key. Don't get too precious. But going back to the workshop, when I started the workshop, I said to everybody, there was 34 secondary school kids, and I said, I'm assuming that everybody's doing a speech here, or at least they're involved in the debate that's going to happen. And one girl at the front, she stood up and said, actually, no, I'm here because I'm supposed to be going horse riding, and I'm waiting for mummy, and she's going to pick me up. But I'm happy to be here, and you look really interesting, and I'm interested to know what you've got to say, and I wasn't expecting that at all. So we had a little bit of a conversation. It broke the ice. I think you have to be open and willing to something that might happen. There was 4 or 5 things that happened within that workshop. I planned it. It went really well. I planned it, but I went off piece. I think you have to be willing and able and aware that you might have to go off piste occasionally when you're presenting. I think that's the key thing. So number 1 is don't feel that you have to be perfect. Number 2 is your first video is not going to be your best video, for sure. Number 3, it's not about you, it's about them. It's about the audience. That's really, really important. Make that transformation for them. Number 4 is the fear fades once you begin. Once you get into the role, once you get into your flow state, it will become more natural. Number 5 is what is the worst that can happen? Seriously. Let me know what your thoughts. Let me know how you get on with those 5 points, and start recording today. Press record. Send me a recording. Email it to me, hello@jimmycannon.com. Start a YouTube video. If you want help with any of this, then get in touch. I've got loads of resources. I've got a group program starting in January. I do one-to-one coaching, and I do transformational leadership coaching for teams. Get in touch. Speak soon.